If you're struggling to set boundaries that people actually respect, here are 3 things you need to remember. First, boundaries need to be clear and concise. If there is any confusion about what your boundary is, why you're setting it, and what your expectations of the other person are, do not set a boundary, because confusion will lead to failure. And it will also lead the other person to think, maybe this person is not really serious about this boundary. Second, boundaries do not need to be agreed upon to be valid. You do not set a boundary looking for validation or looking for approval. You are setting the boundary for a very specific reason. And whether or not the person agrees or disagrees with it does not invalidate your boundary. And lastly, boundaries need to have a consequence, and you need to be comfortable with that consequence. You need to be willing to implement that consequence, because if you are not, do not set the boundary to begin with, because the boundary is there for a reason. Probably somebody has overstepped a silent boundary that you had that was never outspoken. And because of it, now you feel the need to vocalize, to verbalize, to say out loud what your boundary is. That means there's been some kind of disrespect in the past. If you are not willing to implement, execute on a consequence, do not set a boundary. Let me know in the comments if you struggle to set boundaries.